Amid the global climate crisis, health crisis, and equality crisis, there is hope. One of the areas of hope is the growing understanding and action on gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls as a foundation for effective transformational climate policy and action. Like climate change, gender equality is everybody's business. The UNFCCC Gender Action Plan adopted at COP25 makes that clear, identifying a wide range of stakeholders who are needed for not only its successful implementation, but also for the fulfillment of the Paris Agreement. COP25 presidency has identified gender equality and women's and girls' empowerment as vital for accelerating ambitious global climate action. In my role as high-level climate action champion for Chile, I really want people everywhere to understand that there is no way we can achieve all of the environmental and climate challenges we face without considering all of the social demands. The inclusive aspect, the resilience aspect, the need of leaving no one behind are present in all of our discussions and therefore must be integrated in all of the solutions. With my friend and fellow high-level climate champion Nigel Topping, we know that so many non-party stakeholders are totally ready. There are many examples of exciting, innovative action on gender and climate, including in cities, for example, C40 Women for Climate Initiative, or gender-lensed climate investments, for example, Calvert Impact Capital, Water Equity, Root Capital, Alante Capital, and CEO, and also new economic models, such as B Corps, or the donut economy, both that advances social and ecological elements as core economic factors that make all other elements of the economy work. In our role as climate champions with Nigel, we are also committed to driving the integration of gender considerations into the climate action pathways because it makes sense, contributes to a more just society and a more effective climate action, whether it's in industry, water, oceans and coastal zones, or even transport. Climate action champions are sectoral visions on how a 1.5-degree climate resilient world looks like by 2050 with a set of concrete actions to achieve them. For example, in Transport Climate Action Pathways last year looked at women and users of transport systems. When we discussed shift to public transport, for instance, policymakers need to provide safe and secure public transport services for the vulnerable groups, particularly women and girls. We also highlighted the need to address the differences in travel behaviors and patterns across user groups, taking into account gender, income, and physical accessibility needs. The new addition to 2020 version that we are working on this year incorporates climate action needed for women as workers in the mobility sector. These virtual regional workshops on integrating gender in national policy provide a great opportunity to connect non-party stakeholders and countries to compare notes, share experiences, and generate new ideas on how gender is addressed in climate policy and action. I take this opportunity to call on non-party stakeholders, local governments, industry, financial institutions, small and large businesses, and civil society to all join the growing movement to implement gender-responsive climate action. Non-party stakeholders are ready. As a climate champion, I am excited to see how countries are shaping their climate policies to create enabling environments for gender and climate for other stakeholders to contribute. In Chile, for example, the government committed to guide implementation of its nationally determined contribution based on social aspects such as gender equity, a just transition, and the inclusion of indigenous and other traditional knowledge. I encourage you all to engage in these workshops and the many other activities under the UNFCCC Gender Action Plan to build your knowledge and connections and make the goal of gender-responsive climate action a reality. Thank you so much.